Hello, today we are going to see a very important application of derivative. So in application of derivatives, increasing and decreasing functions. So first we'll try to understand what is the meaning of increasing decreasing function, then using derivatives how we determine it. So let us first see increasing. In increasing there is strictly increasing and increasing function. Now you can see the graph x versus y, that is f of x. Now as we go from left to right, that is x1 to x2, that is x1 is less than x2. Then in that case f of x1 is less than f of x2. It means the function, as we go from x1 to x2, from left to right, the function is also increasing. That is strictly increasing, is not equal anywhere. Now increasing function, you can see the difference here. As we go from left to right, that is x1 is less than x2, then f of x1 is less than f of x2 or equal to, less than or equal to, you can see this in the graph. So that is just increasing function. Now strictly decreasing, just opposite of that, but x1 again we are considering left to right, x1 to x2, that is x1 is less than x2. Then f of x1 is greater than f of x2, that is strictly decreasing. Then if you say decreasing, that is when x1 is less than x2, that time if f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2, then it is just decreasing. So this is the meaning of increasing and decreasing function. It can be so that a function sometimes first will decrease and then increase. It can also that be case. Here we are just considering increasing, decreasing. If the same function is changing like this, first it is increasing, then it will become decreasing. Similarly here. Let us take an example now. Find intervals in which the function, they have given a function in which it is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. So we have to determine the intervals. Now the method is, first we write the function then we take its derivative with respect to x, that is f dash of x. Now what we are going to do now, we are going to find the factors of f dash of x and then equate to 0, and then we are going to find the values of x. So f dash of x we are going to equate to 0. So from this I will first take 12 common. So we equated f dash of x equal to 0, the function. We have taken 12 common, then got the factors x minus 3 and x minus 2. From that we got the values of x as 3 and minus 2. Now next step is we are going to draw a number line and we are going to show these points on the number line. No other points, only these points. You should not show 0 also here. You just have to write this point. So minus 2 and 3. After you mark this, then you have to see how many intervals are possible. So here it is minus infinity and plus infinity. So there are 3 intervals, minus infinity to minus 2, minus 2 to 3 and 3 to infinity. Now in this intervals, we are going to check where the function is strictly increasing or decreasing. So intervals now, to determine whether it is increasing or not, first we will consider the extreme left interval. Then you can consider any point close to this line in this interval, and then you have to substitute this point in f dash x. Okay, so this is minus 2, so you can take minus 3, minus for anything, just closest any neighborhood value of this to the left side of that or lying in this interval. So if you substitute, your f dash of x is 12, x minus 3, x plus 2. This was your f dash of x. Now in that you are going to substitute, let us say minus 3. So if you substitute minus 3, then f dash of x will become, this is negative, you need not have the value, you can just substitute and check. We just want to check whether this f dash of x is positive or negative. So this will be minus 6, so this will be negative, this will also be negative, minus 3 plus 2. So we have negative into negative, that is positive. So here in this interval we are going to get f dash of x as positive. Similarly, if you check minus 2 to 3, you will get negative. Actually, it goes on changing alternately if there is no square term. So this is negative next interval, and again the adjacent interval positive. If there was a square term somewhere to this, suppose x minus 3 the whole square, then it doesn't change. Then the value doesn't change of the f dash of x. Otherwise it alternately goes on changing. So only you need to determine the extreme left interval. You consider a point, you substitute in f dash of x, determine whether it is positive or negative, and then alternately you can change. Now you can just see here, if in the interval minus infinity to minus 2 and the interval 3 to infinity, it is positive, meaning function is increasing. So you can write function f of x is increasing in minus 2 to minus infinity to minus 2 and 3 to infinity. And the function is decreasing in the interval minus 2 to 3. So this way we determine the intervals in which the function is increasing or decreasing. Okay, so we are taking another example. Now here we are also going to find points of maxima, minima and inflection. So first I'll just tell you what is maxima and minima. Now you understood what is the increasing function. So consider this graph. Here the function is increasing till point x1. And after point x1 the function is decreasing. So this point x1 where the function changes from increasing to decreasing, the point at which the interval changes, that is called as point of local maxima. Similarly in minima, first suppose the function is decreasing and at x2 now the function is increasing. So when the function is changing from decreasing to increasing, that point is local minima. So with that interval. So first anyway we'll have to find the intervals in which function is increasing, decreasing. So this is the function here in this case. You have to find whether the function, the intervals in which the function is increasing, decreasing, local maxima, minima and point of inflection. The point of inflection means where the function is not changing from either increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing. So that we'll see within this example. So this is the function given. We take f dash of x using product rule. Then we equate to 0. Don't open this brackets, it will become complicated. Just take common from that. So we get this factors. Okay. Then from this we get the values of x, 2 minus 1, 2 by 7. So this is the same method what we have done. First you take the derivative f dash of x, equate it to 0. And in this case, don't open the brackets, don't expand it, take common. And then we get this values 2 minus 1, 2 by 7. Then we are again going to show these points on the number line. So minus 1 will go to the extreme left, then 2 by 7 and then 2. So you have to show just the points of this, whatever got the points. Then how many intervals are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there are 4 intervals. Now see here, this point x plus 1 the whole square means corresponding to this. So anyway, first to the extreme left, as I told you, you have to consider any one point in this interval in the neighborhood of -1 to the left side. Substitute in f dash of x. This is our f dash x, and whatever we will see whether it is positive or negative. Now suppose we consider -2. If we substitute -2, so anyways whatever point we substitute here, as this is a square term, this will be positive only. This will be cube, so this is -2 -2. Cube of negative number is negative, so this will be negative. This will be second term will give positive, and -2 into again 7, that will be negative -2, so this is also negative. So negative into negative, positive. So here this interval we are going to get positive. Now after that this comes 2/7. There is no square term here. You have to just, but when we are changing here, this point corresponds to the term which is a square term. So the point which corresponds to the square term won't change the sign of the function. Means actually after positive it comes negative in the alternate intervals, but if it is the point is corresponding to a square term, this won't, the sign won't change, so here also we will get positive. Then comes 2/7. Here yes, there is no square term, so it will change, this positive, this negative. This is a cube term, for that also it changes the sign. So only for the value which we have got from a square term, for that there is no change in the interval. So now we have got these three intervals will be increasing function and this will be decreasing. So we have drawn the graph determining the intervals and in which the function is increasing, positive and negative. Now the function is increasing from -infinity to -1, -1 to 2/7 and union 2 to infinity, and function is decreasing, that is negative in 2/7 to 2. And remember one point you noted, when we want to find whether the function is positive or negative, we substitute that x value in f dash of x, not in f of x. Okay, remember that. Now we will find the point of, see the graph, you can see here at 2/7 the function changes from positive to negative. Here from positive to negative, so this is called as the point of maxima. And where the function is negative to positive, that is called as local minima. Now for this point there is no change. The function is not changing either from positive to negative or negative to positive. This means this is called as point of inflection. So 2/7 is point of maxima. Then x equal to 2 is point of minima, and x equal to -1 is point of inflection.